since I could remember, basically, I've known that I was different. When I was born, the doctor said to my parents, "You have a beautiful baby girl." And I grew up that way. It wasn't really apparent when I was young. My parents were very open with my brother and I. We basically did whatever we want. We could play with Barbies, we could play with toy cars. They didn't really care for gender roles or anything like that. I had basically the perfect childhood. I mean, lived in a really nice house. We went camping all the time. And my brother and I basically got whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted it. And it was just something nagging in the back of my head, like something's different, something's wrong, something's just not really how it should be. At first I just thought it was that I, liked girls and I liked boys. It was just like, okay, I'm bisexual, that's all right. And I guess I was always bullied throughout life. It was just, I was that weird kid. At the time, I was really struggling with myself, struggling with, my sexuality, struggling with, my gender and who I am and what I want. So the bullying started again because I was still that weird kid. And then somebody so nicely decided to spread around basically the entire 8th grade that I was lesbian. By the time I was 15, I still remember it very clearly. I was sitting in my room. I had my stereo blasting. I was listening to a The Cure album. And I was laying on my bed and staring at the ceiling and just thinking, this isn't right. I need to face up to who I am and who I need to be and what I need to do. And right then was when I finally came to terms with the fact that I'm transgender. I'm male, I'm completely male, but I was born in this body. At first, my parents were not accepting at all. My mother was actually completely convinced that it was all because of the epilepsy medication I was taking, because I had been born with epilepsy and had taken the medication until I was about 12, when the neurologist decided, okay, you haven't had any seizures in a while, we can take you off the meds. But she was completely convinced that was why and we could fix it. My guidance counselor had found one of my notebooks that I had accidentally left in her office, and in it was very detailed talks of suicide, and it was basically a suicide note. You can't even imagine what it's like every day, just realizing that it's not, that this isn't right, this isn't what I'm supposed to be in. I constantly feel uncomfortable in my own skin, in my own body. My parents never really understood the extent of how bad my depression was until then. They always thought I was just being, angsty teenager, drama, all that. But when I was actually hospitalized and actually diagnosed with very severe major depression, they said, okay, we're going to start, we're going to start supporting you more.